Hi, everybody. I am so grateful to be here today to share this very, very important information. I wanted to talk today about the 3 reasons why you haven't discovered your purpose. Or maybe the 3 reasons why maybe you've discovered your purpose or you think you have, but you're just not standing in it right now. Okay, so this is not something that I stumbled on by accident. Actually, this information that I'm going to share with you is really what propelled me forward to standing in living in my purpose. However, these 3 things, they still sometimes get in the way for me. And I think you'll find and be able to resonate with these 3 obstacles that get in our way when we're discovering our purpose. And then when we start moving toward that purpose and that goal and creating a goal centered around it. So, hi, Jill, welcome. Glad you're here. So before I begin, I just want to get us on common ground and give us a sense and understanding of what I'm talking about here. So we're all familiar with the laws of physics, I'm sure, and one of those being gravity. So, for example, if you're walking down the street and you stumble on a rock and you start to fall, gravity is going to take you down. And it doesn't matter whether or not you're aware of the laws of physics or gravity, you're going down. You're going to do a face plant. All right. We're also dealing with universal laws which govern our existence. We're all spiritual beings living in bodies. Okay. And, universal law is the essence of energy is. And there are 7 primary universal laws that fall under that. Now, we're not going to go into that today. We'll do that in other live, recordings and things like that and other lessons moving forward. But I just want to get us on common ground that can we accept the fact that energy just is. Energy's around us. Everything is energy. And our thoughts are even energy. And I'm sure many of you have heard the phrase, we become our thoughts. And that's absolutely true. I've also heard that phrase, what you resist persists. And that's just saying, if we are resisting connecting with somebody that maybe we don't care for, or a situation or a challenge that we don't really want to take on, if we keep thinking about it and resisting it, we're not really resisting anything. We keep thinking about it. The thoughts keep flowing into our mind, the forefront of our mind. And then we start attracting more situations that are in alignment with that thought. That's how we become our thoughts, is we start to think thoughts. We get emotionally involved with those thoughts. And since thoughts are energy, we become our thoughts. That before you know it, we start thinking whatever our predominant thoughts are, that's in essence what we attract into our life. So if we are thinking thoughts that are surrounded around fear, worry, and doubt, then we're going to attract situations that are in alignment or in harmony with fear, worry, and doubt. And if we're thinking thoughts of goal achieving and standing in our purpose and abundance, then we're going to attract things that are in alignment with those thoughts. So now that we have that basic understanding, it's probably not going to be a surprise to you that the 3 main things that might be standing in your way toward finding or discovering that purpose or standing in it even deal with the mind. And the first thing is lack of focus. We have become human doings, not human beings. We're bombarded by Facebook ads and Instagram and social media, the news, ads all around us, and lots of things in media to consume. We're just bombarded by all of this information, and it becomes information overload. The human mind, we actually can stay focused, our attention span, about 8 seconds on something. And that's pretty crazy when you think about it. So it's no wonder we're having trouble staying focused. If our attention span is about 8 seconds and we're being bombarded by all of these other things around us, then it can be difficult to stay focused on the main thing, that most important thing, that the reason why you're on this beautiful planet, right? So that's one thing. A lot of people will say, and I hear it all the time, and I was also one of those people. I just to give you a little bit of background, I was in the military just shy of 28 years. And for 28 years almost, I was collecting degrees and certifications because I wanted to be marketable for things, a whole multitude of things. And I really didn't know what that one thing was that I was most passionate about. I knew that I had to retire from the military at some point. And I was talking about, well, maybe I'll get a degree or a certification in this area so I'm more marketable there. And I remember one of those jobs I had was in the military, and it wasn't my passion, and it maybe wasn't what I was the greatest at. And I'm thinking, well, why would I get a degree in that when it's not something I even want to pursue? But yet I was like a squirrel hoarding nuts, just collecting degrees and certifications in the quest to find my purpose. So we all kind of get pulled off in a tangent sometimes, but I can tell you, when you do land on that one thing that just resonates with the soul of your being, it is a completely different feeling than going through the day in and day out. I mean, you can be tremendously successful in your career, in what you've earned in terms of your wealth, if that's something that's important to you, in terms of your family and friendships and connections, but you can still feel like something's missing, like there's something more. There's a bigger reason for your need to be here on this planet and in this world. And so that's what we're really talking about here. And this is what we're trying to get at. So the first thing standing in our way is focus. Again, we're pulled in all these different directions. It's hard to stay focused on this one thing. People will say, I don't really know what I want. And I don't believe that. I think we do know what we want. If we really just sit down and focus inward and think about what we want, we know. But we'll oftentimes, because we're in a state of confusion, over consuming all this other information, we'll go to other people and ask them, well, what should I do? What do you think I'm good at? But we know deep down what we'd love to be, do, or have. So that's the first thing, lack of focus. The second thing is we're letting circumstances impact what we think we can do. We're letting outside circumstances affect how we feel about ourselves, what we think we're capable of doing. We're letting people who might be negative influence the decisions we make. And, it's crazy because sometimes when we want to be, do, or have something that's much greater than ourselves, and our lives can be phenomenal right now. I have so much gratitude for where I am and where I've come from in my life. But I know that there's something bigger and greater out there that I'm striving for and I'm working toward. And, I could let current circumstances stop me. And oftentimes we do. So we're looking at our current bank account saying, well, I can't start that business. I don't have the funds to do it. Or there's this dream trip I want to do, but I don't have the money. So I'm not even going to allow myself to dream. The funny thing is when we make decisions based on our current circumstances and our current surroundings, that keeps us stuck where we are. So I want to share with you some ideas that'll get you out of the here and now and thinking and getting you unstuck. So you're making decisions based on your wants and desires instead of based on what your current circumstances are or the people around you, the people influencing you. Okay? So we've got lack of focus, letting external circumstances impact the decisions we make. And lastly, we're just simply asking the wrong question. We're allowing our past and our present to dictate our future. And I'm here to tell you, it makes no difference what degrees or certifications you have, what successes or failures you've had in the past, things that have happened to you. It doesn't matter. It has no impact on your ability to create the life that you want. It has no impact at all on what you're capable of being. And that's really, really exciting to me. And that's why I'm just so excited to share this. We tend to be very logical in what we allow ourselves to dream and think about. We tend to make incremental steps. We'll set goals based on what we're able to do. So when I said we're asking the wrong question, what I hear often from people that I talk to that come to me for coaching is, well, what would I be good at? Or what could I do based on the credentials that I have? And I think we're asking the wrong question here. The question should be, what would I love to do? If I could be, do, or have anything I want, what would that be? What would I love to do? The credentials and the expertise, we can gain that, but it starts with the essence of what do we want? What's driving us from our heart, okay? So those are the three things that I think are standing in our way, standing in your way from really living and finding and discovering that purpose, that lack of focus, letting outside circumstances impact you, and asking the wrong question. So where do we go from here? And to help you get set up for thinking in the future and really getting your mind around what's possible for you, I'm going to recommend a few things. First and foremost, I want you to not go it alone. You need to be surrounded by like-minded people who think like this. Don't surround yourself and ask for advice from people who, they want to know, oh, you want to do this? You want to live this dream? Well, how are you going to do it? You don't want that. You want to be around people who think in this way. The how is not important. I want to get you emotionally involved in the what first. I want you to figure out what that thing is that you'd love to be, do, or have first and foremost. Once we get into that energy, remember everything is energy, the how will come. And I'm not going to leave you hanging. We're going to get on these calls every week. So I'm going to take you step by step through this. But the first part of this is so vitally important. And that's really getting connected to the what, okay? Surrounding yourself with a community of like-minded people. So I have that here. I have a Facebook group. It's free to join. We're all on this journey together. We're all supporting each other. So I want you to, if you're on my personal page, you can click on that cover photo. I also have it here in the notes. Just click on that link and ask for permission to join, and I'll grant you access right away. So we want to get you in the right mindset with the right people who are doing similar things. Also, I want to start getting you thinking about what's possible and start helping you to dream a little bit about what's possible. So also in that link is a link to 8 questions that successful people should be asking themselves and do ask themselves. And that's going to get the wheels turning. And then lastly, I want you for this week, every day, to just sit down, carve 5 to 10 minutes out for yourself first thing in the morning with a pen and paper, and ask yourself, what do I want? What do I want? And just close your eyes and meditate on that for 5 or 10 minutes. And whatever comes to mind, I want you to write it down. Don't get into the logical mind. It's funny, one of my mentors, Sandy Gallagher, when she discovered this information through Bob Proctor, she was an investment banking lawyer, had done billions of dollars in mergers, just very logical mind. And her mantra was do the illogical, do the illogical. And she left her very successful business and corporate America to work with the Proctor Gallagher Institute. And now she's the CEO of that. So, she just kept telling herself, do the illogical. So I want you to have fun with this. Do the illogical. You're just writing ideas, putting pen to paper. So anything that comes to mind that you think, God, I've always wanted to do that. Wouldn't it be cool if I would love to go here? Whatever that is for you, don't get into your logical mind. Don't stop yourself from writing it down. Get it on paper, not without judgment. It's like we're brainstorming here, okay? And we're getting the creativity flowing. So I want you to do that every single day for the next week, okay? And then ask yourself a few questions before you get into this exercise. Take an inventory of your current goals, okay? Are you excited to jump out of bed in the morning to get working on them? Are you enthused about your goals? Are your goals even yours? Or do your current goals belong to somebody else? And what I mean by that, are you setting goals that you think you should set to please somebody else? Or are they truly yours? This This 5 to 10 minutes every day that you're setting, I want you to count this as sacred. This is your time, because when you are standing in your truth, you're able to give more to the people around you and to the people you love most, the people who are most important to you, when you're taking care of yourself in this way. And when we're talking about energy, that's energy. You're putting that positive energy out and allowing yourself to dream. The resources will come. And I want you, no kidding, I'm not going to put this on my personal page anymore. This is my first time doing a live stream. And so I was technologically challenged today. So if you really want to stay on board with these live streams, I highly encourage you to jump on into that Facebook group. Come on in here. We'll welcome you with open arms. And we're going to do this together. And I'm going to have weekly lessons that are going to help you discover that purpose. But more importantly than that, live in it. So I'm so grateful you guys are here. Thank you so much for showing up today. I love all the hearts and reactions. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in the group. So have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'll see you soon.
You love your life. But deep down, you know you haven't yet cracked the surface of what you're capable of doing and creating. You know you want more, but you just don't know what that is. You feel like something is missing. If this sounds like you, grab Laura Noel's 8 life-changing questions that successful people ask themselves to unlock their deepest dreams. It will help you expand your thinking and start shifting the way you approach life, work, and fulfillment. Go to stretchintosuccess.com/free gift to get your free copy today. It's time to get excited because your life is about to get a whole lot better. It's time to stretch into success.